Man, I feel like we just did this. Where are these weeks going? Once a week. Too fast. So definitely looks like for this week we get to have the conversation I feel like we have every 1 month. Destiny, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, especially since they redone all the subclasses.
I didn't know about that. I did see the trailer for Lightfall, but
yeah, I think right before, or right as we quit playing the last time, they announced that they were redoing the Void subclasses, which was just the end for me.
you're like, I'm done. I do remember the Void subclass, at least the Hunter one in PvP was broken as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted to move? That's funny.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they've redone all of them now. Like, none of them are vanilla
The same.
anymore.
We wouldn't even recognize them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say this is probably the first trailer in a long time though where I watched it, and there's nothing wrong with it. It looked cool, but I was just like, I didn't. The other trailers got like there was a small part of me be like maybe playing would be fun again. This it didn't happen this time at all. I just watched it and was like, oh cool, that looks cool, and then I just yeah, it was during the state of play, and I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. I didn't really care.
Yeah.
Dungeons of Aether, I looked at that. It's still like a weird turn-based game, like looks Mullen indie with dice. Like, 1 through 6 die though, not like D20 die. It looked interesting. Very indie though, and almost like everything else, I didn't really dive too deep. Scars Above, I don't remember. Like, I remember looking and then not caring. These two though, Elite, I was just like, oh, I don't know what the fuck this is. It looks weird as shit, and I don't know if it's good yet. And the only thing I've done is kind of a very surface level like look at. So this is coming out for PlayStation and PC, but they're big battles. They're the 60v60. At first I thought this was gonna be like, oh great, fuck another battle royale. Like you're 10 years too late. But no, this seems to be like a like a Star Wars Battlefront-esque or the old mag. So I don't know if it's going to be good.
Reviews are mixed.
Yeah. Yeah, the reviews though, if I like this has been on PC in this really weird early access thing from my understanding, but this is the first official release and coming to the consoles. So So yeah, I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I mean, anytime we get an excuse to play games, even if it's for a little bit. But
free or
no, it's not though. It's just the harder part. It's $30. The Founders Edition is $20. Can you explain that one to me? How is the Founders Edition more than the? I guess eventually this will go away. It does say adult DLC.
Yeah, because if you go back, the one above it by Founders Edition is $50.
Ah, so this must be if you have the base game, and then you can buy whatever comes in the Founders, which is the same price. No, you save a penny if you bundle it. No, same price, right? 30, 20, then minus the 2. Yeah, same price.
Yeah,
you don't even save anything!
Yeah, so it's just straight up buy it now with the Founders, or buy it, see if you like it, and decide if you want the Founders.
Yeah, yeah. I don't see any reason to not just buy this first and then. But everyone's different, and I won't tell anybody what to do with their money. So at first, because like I said, it was very surface level. I didn't have a lot of time to really dig into it. Work was kind of mixed today. Uh, so I thought it was like a free to play game where like cosmetic or battle pass, but seeing that it's paid, it's funny is it actually makes me want the game more, but realize that it probably won't happen because of the other people in our playgroup. As opposed to where it was free, the game would not be as good. Even though honestly, like it was probably not that good to begin with, but it might be a fun couple of weeks or something like that, if that. But yeah, so it looked interesting. But this one, as you know, I think you were the one who brought it to my attention. This is Team Ninja's Wulong. So this is finally coming out. And I do have to say, I'm actually super stoked. It's funny is that one of the presets is from Neo. Like, it like looks like the main character guy from Neo presets, and I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of a good callback. But yeah, no, this game looks pretty cool. I haven't played Neo at all though, so like I feel like I know they're not the same, but it's different. When Elden Ring came out, I played enough from Software to be like, I'm a like Elden Ring, even before it became the smashing success. I haven't played Neo at all, so if it's similar to it, I'm gonna have no idea, right, if I would like the game or not.
Well, Neo is a Souls-like. It's more of a Souls-like than Sekiro is.
Oh god, Sekiro's so good.
Yeah, I mean it's so in Neo you pick what weapon type you want to use.
Yeah, between like the Naginata or the full, yeah.
Different styles and stuff like that. And then once you pick your weapon type, then you have different stances that you can change on the fly.
Oh.
And certain stances do different damage to different enemies type things. And like you can, it has a input thing where like you hit buttons at a certain time and it can charge or focus, and then you can unleash focus, that type of stuff. But it is a straight Souls like. If you die, you drop everything and you have to make it back to that point.
Gotcha.
Your wrist, everything respawns.
Yep. It
has boss fights, and I mean it's just a straight up Souls game.
Gotcha. Well then, yeah, I'm super stoked for this one. Obviously, I'm gonna play Elden Ring first before I play this, and as you know, the backlog's getting insane.
Yeah, I didn't even realize this was coming out this week.
Yeah, are you done? Are you done with Harry Potter?
I did. Well, I finished the game this weekend and finished the first playthrough. Like I got 100% on the first playthrough.
Nice.
But I still have the other houses trophies to finish.
Yeah.
I've done one of them, so I still have 2 more to do, and then I'll have platinum the game.
There you go. Shit. I'll never catch you, especially since I haven't logged on my PlayStation in a bit.
That game, like I finished it up on Saturday. Well, I finished the main story on Saturday, and then yesterday I finished up all of the trophies on the main run. And I was sitting there like, this is one of a few times that I've been sad a game was over.
Gotcha.
And it's not even that it was lacking content.
No, I get you.
You get those games you love, but they just don't have a lot of content in them.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a 60-hour game. I mean, it hits that sweet spot, and it's still like, I wish there was more to do.
Yeah. That's a sign of a good game, though, right?
Yeah.
Because there's been games I've enjoyed, but towards the end, I'm just like, I can't wait to be done with this game now. Yakuza, like I love most of the games in the series, but definitely by the time I'm hitting my plat, I'm just like, I can't wait to be. Even I was playing a Minecraft mod pack and I was having fun, but at this point I just had a couple of things left to do in it, and I was just like, I just want to be done. Like, I'm just gonna race to the finish. I don't care how it looks anymore.
Yeah.
But it sounds like, yeah, you definitely didn't hit that. You were just enjoying the time, and then the time ended, and you're like, as satisfying as that was, I want more.
Yeah, and it's not like there's no like end game content in it. So once you finish the game's done.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even have like dungeons or
Any tower
like a
replayable.
tower.
Yeah.
We will have to see if an expansion comes out. I would assume one would, as successful as this game was. A DLC would
Yeah.
be
Make a lot of money.
especially considering that they did not do Quidditch in this game.
Yeah.
And that is a DLC that you could add that you would really make a lot of money for, because it already has the broom flying mechanics in the game, so they don't even have to create.
Oh man, they don't even have to make that mechanic. They could just alter whatever objective for that game state for the Quidditch thing, and then.
Yeah.
I think the harder part is no one actually really knows how Quidditch works.
That's not entirely true. There are actually club sports that play Quidditch.
I know.
Which
I
is
know.
ridiculous that you're just running around on the ground with a broom between your legs, but
Yeah. Beating the shit out of other people with.
yeah. And there actually is a Quidditch game that released back on the PS1.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that would be, I think, a big one. And who knows? Not even saying that this game may not even be a standalone, because this game takes place as if you're a fifth year. So I believe technically you still have 2 more years at Hogwarts that they could create sequels for.
Oh, you don't just graduate at the end of this one? They're like, never mind.
Yeah.
You're the Grand Wizard. Wait a minute. You can't say that.
I will say, after finishing it, though, there are a couple things I wish they had done. I feel like, number one, that your decisions have no impact whatsoever.
Yeah. The old illusion of decision making.
Like dialogue choices, anything, because there was one quest specifically where like you were learning to fly the broom, and one of the kids is like, "Hey, come follow me," and your options were okay or "I don't want to do that. The teacher told us not to."
Nice.
And I chose the teacher told us not to option. It still made me fly with him.
So then at that point, it reminds me of the old school Nintendo games where, like, it gave you an option, but there was really only one correct option. Or the Pokemon examples, too, where even if you didn't choose that, it's just like, oh, you're so silly, and then made you do it anyway.
Yeah.
At that point, why even bother, man? Just, like, don't get the illusion of choice. Just.
Yeah. Now, near the end game, there are a couple choices that you make that do impact things. Because I think there are multiple endings, but it's just one choice right at the very end that determines your ending. It's not like a build-up thing like Mass Effect, where choices you make along the way build towards a certain ending.
Yeah.
But this is not like that. There's a choice at the end, and it just decides it. And then there's one companion quest that you make a choice that determines their future.
Do they live or die?
Not quite that grim, but close.
Gotcha. Oh, that's exciting.
And so those are the only 2 things that I think really had your decisions had any consequences. And the other thing that I feel like I was missing was a morality system.
Yeah, man, go dark side.
Yeah, there's no like deterrent to use dark magic or incentive to not use it. And I mean, everyone just treats you the same no matter what. I will say there is you do notice that some of the enemies' dialogue changes if you do use dark magic, because hear some of them say, "Hey, this is the kid that uses the forbidden curses," and stuff like that. So your reputation does get around, but I mean,
You would think that if it's forbidden enough, some other people would be like,
yeah, like
stay away from me, or
enough that the guys you're fighting know it, but your professors don't, because they would quickly kick you out of school if they knew.
no, they're afraid that you just kill them at that point.
Yeah, and then there are several instances within the game where the professors allude to the fact that they know everything that's going on.
Nice. We just don't care.
Which I think that's the case with Hogwarts anyway.
Yeah.
Harry
Yeah.
Potter books. It's like the professors
they know
exactly what's going on all the time.
Yeah, except well, I would argue maybe not Voldemort always coming back.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's not usually taking place in Hogwarts. He's usually having to use
the Chamber of Secrets and stuff like that. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, they know the students aren't pulling one over, right? I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get by that. It's all part about growing up. And then if you hurt yourself or do something stupid, oh well, you live with the consequences. I like it. So yeah, it sounds like the game. It's hard to do decision making though and do it well, right? It's almost like why bother, right? Because if you do it well, great. Like Mass Effect's a great example of that, right? But then if you make a second game, or Dragon Age is a really good example too. Now you make a second game where you're like, all right, all your decision points that you made in the first game, we're gonna take that in consideration. Now you have all these branching decision points. Now you have the third game.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that's really difficult, but I would argue in the case of like this Harry Potter game, if you're not going to have that decision-making branching, then don't even add the unforgivable curses as an option to learn.
Yeah.
They don't add anything to the game in the way this is.
Yeah, if they don't, then yeah, why bother?
Yeah, the only thing they add to the game is a companion's quest line, and you don't even need to learn them for that. He could just be the one learning them.
Yep. But you're a Ravenclaw, so you're going to learn them.
Yeah.
Even if you don't plan on using them.
Yeah. I used one of them like one time. And that was all. Now you do get to use all of them because there is an arena that you have to fight in that only lets you use them.
Nice.
So no matter whether or not you want to be a dark mage or wizard or not, you have to use them for that arena.
Wow. So can you skip that or no?
Yeah, it's skippable. It doesn't even count towards the trophy for the arenas.
Gotcha. But still, man, not 100%ing a game.
Yeah. Yeah, I did do a playthrough where after I used it that one time, I was like, yeah, I don't really want to be using those, so I didn't use any of the other ones.
Nice. Yeah, you melted some kid's face off, and now you're like, all right, I won't do that anymore.
Yeah. But I did learn them.
Of course you did. Anybody, even if you believed that this was evil, right? In a world where you have to defend yourself, to not at least realize how it works and functions, how can you defend yourself from it? Does that make sense? Like, that's my personal standpoint. Even if, like, someone's actively against, something, if you fight and those things are being used, it's a detriment of you to not know it.
Yeah, especially in, like, the Harry Potter universe, where those 3 curses are considered unforgivable to the point that they pretend they don't even exist. Like, they don't know how to even defend against it in Defense Against the Dark Arts. They just kind of like, these don't exist. You don't need to know about them. But there's people running around just rolling them out.
I love how that's a thing too. That like for whatever reason, this world that they loves to just be like, oh, this is really scary, really bad. All right, we just won't mention it. Like the he will not be named whole thing too. It's just like Jesus Christ. Oh, is this an issue? All right, let's just ignore it.
Yeah, especially considering that one always
Okay.
because everyone believed he was dead.
Yeah.
So this was 11 years after he was believed to be dead, and people still wouldn't say his name.
God.
And there's also the fact that when you look into it, at least from the book perspective, you never get an understanding of why he was considered to be so horrible. It's not like he enslaved the entire wizard population or anything.
Yeah, he didn't want to do a purge or something of like people though.
He wanted to, but it was not like that stuff ever happened.
Oh, he never actually started it? No. This would be like if Hitler never became Hitler. Like actually got into power. He just wanted to do those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he had a following who was going around and like terrorizing people, but it was never like we're going through and killing every Muggle-born wizard.
Jesus.
Like the whole thing started because like he had the prophecy that Harry would be the end of him, so his first action was to go take care of Harry and died in the process. So...
Damn. Well, I mean, you'd think if you like you literally heard a prophecy and you're just like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna defy this by stamping it out. Like, I always love that too. In a world where fate is real enough to be told through prophecies, who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
to divert said fate.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of funny that like you put all this stuff, and if you know like Bible history as well, a lot of this stuff comes straight from that. Like,
Yeah.
The story of Moses, like the Pharaoh had a prophecy that a male child born, a Jewish child, would be the end of
his reign. So
whatever.
he was like, well, murder them all.
Murder them all, and then ends up keeping his daughter ends up keeping one as a
and then raising among them, and then oh man, turns out that's the one. God.
Yeah, like if you believe enough in prophecies to try to subvert the prophecy.
Yeah, and there's different, right? If you're the train of thought of I don't believe in fate, I craft my own fate, then you don't go out of your way to...
Yeah, but when you go out of your way to try to subvert a prophecy, then you believe in the prophecy, and therefore subverting it does nothing.
It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, man. You can turn... Yep. I wonder if that's really how prophecy really works. And you just have
somebody that has time travel and comes back just like dumbass.
Dumas. No, all that to say, Wolong actually looks really good. I'm glad that you played. You finished the game. Sorry that it was over. Hopefully they do have DLC. That's something that I will be keeping my eye out on. Yeah, I know eventually I'm gonna play it. The state of play that happened. This is the old one because this wasn't Tuesday, September. I don't know what I clicked on. State of play, February. Yeah, this was the first one of 2023, right?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I didn't, but I never watch them, so.
I did. That's where I saw the light fall. So the key takeaways, we'll come back to this one because I think we need to talk about it more in depth. This game, Chia, which I've heard nothing about, is going to be a PlayStation, not Plus, whatever we have though, like a day one release. for the people that bought the upgraded package. I forgot what
The
premium, I think. Yeah, it's coming to extra and premium.
Same web-based model.
Yep. This game looked weird. Resident Evil 4's remake. Yep.
Humanity on PC.
Yeah.
Isn't that just a Civilization knockoff?
No, this looked really weird.
Oh.
It might be a different game by
What game do I have that I'm thinking of? Oh, Humankind.
Yes, that's the one. This one, this guy is like, I woke up and I'm a dog. And then, like, all these people are following the dog, and I'm just like, I have no idea what the hell this game is. Resident Evil 4's remake, which does look really good. They've been habitually pretty good in the past. Street Fighter 6 released their 3 new characters, right? And Zangief. Like, when you release a character that's been traditional like Zangief, am I supposed to be surprised? Like, am I supposed to be like, oh god, Cammy, which, yeah, she's sick. But then, like, I don't know of this person. Maybe she's existent already. Her name is, like, Lily. But, like, how is this person going to fight this person?
Isn't that the case in most of these games?
Cammy is a badass, right? Like, Cammy, like, you know, secret agent, well, not MI6, right? Because she's English. But, like, you know, like, it's believable. This is like a tiny girl.
Yeah. I don't know much about Street Fighter lore. My fighting game experience was all with Tekken.
Yeah.
But I do know there's
like, a couple in Tekken, I'm sure.
Like, one of them fights by dancing.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 of them, I think. One of them learned from the other one in the lore.
I mean, capoeira, man, that's a real martial art. I'm just gonna let you know.
Fighting games are not really my thing, though. I just kind of...
I play them for the story.
The only fighting game I've ever really played for the story was Soul Calibur 4 or 5.
That's only because they released Yoda and Darth Vader.
Yep, you already know.
I remember because I was working at Walmart at the time. We'll also work our way back to that one. Wayfinder, which looks like a I don't know, free-to-play model, but like this, almost like a Monster Hunter Rise thing.
I just want to point out that font is very Magic the Gathering.
Yes, especially since they had a Kamigawa set that was very much like that too. So yeah, Goodbye Volcano High was a rhythm-based game, like a rhythm-based visual novel. It looked like.
I've seen a lot of, or like a resurgence of rhythm-based games in the past few months.
Making a comeback, man. Yeah, we gotta get ahead of it.
The same vein as like Guitar Hero, but it seems to be a thing now where people are trying to use rhythm-based games in the actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Interesting thing.
Yeah, and it's got room, right? Like, I do think that if there's going to be an area for improvement, like, that's going to be it. But you like the traditional, and then but the whole style itself is still this story that's being told. So, yeah. The Foglands and all of these are VR games because PSVR 2 obviously just released, so they're hyping up these more traditional or VR games, I mean, that are coming out for it. I will say, like, a lot of the shooter ones, like, you can't tell the difference. They look a lot the same. Speaking of the VR, the game that you suggested for me, the Light Brigade, super fun. So, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I've been playing it like crazy.
Yeah, the only thing, I haven't gotten too far. I got to the first boss. I've only done 2 runs. And that's only because I'm old. My back hurt, but I didn't want to turn on the what is it, the seat in a chair thing, because I refuse. Like, if I'm gonna sit...
I play it in seat mode.
Oh, do you? Is it good?
It plays really well in that mode.
Okay, maybe I'll just play it like that then, because, yeah, like, I don't know.
I will say, the game gets a lot better after you get out of the first class. I think the first class is by far the weakest.
Yeah, it was funny that you mentioned that, because after beating it, or attempting to beat it the second time, it got to that, like I said, the water temple, the water boss guy. I felt like I was just tickling him. Like, I don't know if I can even beat him. Like, I was running out of ammo.
Water or ice?
Ice, sorry.
Yeah, it's like, I haven't fought a water guy.
Yeah, it's definitely ice. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, so once you get to level 5, you unlock the next class.
I did. I have the scout class.
Okay, the scout class was my favorite until I just unlocked the assault class on my last playthrough.
It's called the assault class, so you know it's gonna be good.
Yeah, so yeah, the scout uses the, like, submachine gun, which was really good. The next class after that is pistoler. You dual-wield pistols.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Really inaccurate, so...
Yeah. Well, is it the same pistol that the rifleman class can get, or a different one?
They are... they're more reminiscent of, like, 9mm.
Gotcha.
And they have quick reload.
Oh, that's good.
So what you do is you hit the X button on each controller, or
Mhm.
whichever controller you want, and it drops the mag.
Nice.
And you can just make a motion down to where your ammo is, and it will just...
And just,
automatically
like,
put one in.
links. Thank God. I will say, some of the frustration I have, and I know it's because I don't know guns too well, like, the M16 that I have shot is a very simple gun. This, yeah, and I understood it, but like the act of being like, okay, bolt action, all right, cool, bolt, all right, drop, take out my mag, I still have a bullet in there, fuck, their mag, like, I'm just horrible with that shit. I spend like a good 2 minutes behind a pillar just straighten my shit out.
Alright, so let me tell you this. And you're gonna feel better about yourself unless you've done the same thing.
I'm sure I have.
So I played it, and I'm going through this thing, and I'm on that first class, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is a bolt action rifle.
Yep.
I am cocking the bolt after every shot.
Oh, that would make sense. No, it's not.
Rifle, not
yep.
bolt action.
But it does say, like, bolt actions. I don't, like, yeah. I understand why you thought that way.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there reading it, and it's like 10 shots in a magazine, and I'm getting 5, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, you're throwing back a bullet.
It didn't dawn on me until I accidentally pulled the trigger twice, and it shot twice. I was like, this is a repeater, not a bolt action.
Oh, man. No, yeah, I don't know shit about guns. The other thing I don't like about that rifle specifically, because I like sniper rifles, is that for whatever reason, there are times where I thought I was holding the barrel, and I wasn't. I was holding the clip, and I would just empty my own mag instead of shooting. Or instead of steadying my aim, and I'm just like, shit!
Yeah, I will say that one probably plays better in standing than it does setting.
Yeah, I was
hard to aim that.
Yeah, it really is. I'm glad. I thought I just might be bad. Like, well, sure I am, but like, I actually had a tough time, like, even using the sights. Like,
yeah, well, something that I noticed with it is that you almost have to hold your trigger hand far out from your like chest in order to like get it to line up where you can actually see down the if you've ever shot a rifle,
that's not what you do. You tuck it in
on your chest.
Yeah, And it's funny is like when I first was doing the tutorial, I was like, it was really bad, right? Like my shots were off, and I'm like, okay, well, I've shot a gun before, so I instinctively was just like, all right, I'm gonna bring it to and I was like, oh, this doesn't help at all.
Nah.
You're right. You almost have to hold it out in front of you, and just like that's not how this works.
Yeah, and it feels super weird, especially because you don't have the weight of something that you're holding out there. You're just like.
Yeah, you're just extending your hand out.
So yeah, that's super weird. But yeah, so that one, as soon as I got off of that class, I have not gone back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I like sniping and that rifles in general, but like yeah, that one was.
It might get better once you upgrade the gun because I don't know if you've talked to the.
I've talked to the weaponsmith. Yeah.
All right, did you upgrade the gun at all?
No, I only
So when
what'd
you
I do?
upgrade the gun, it doesn't just make the gun do more damage. You get an entirely new gun.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah. I think I went to the passive for headshots. And I did a pistol. Yeah.
The first time. But after that, I've been the first thing I've been doing is saving up 3 as quick as possible. And
Yeah.
just getting the tier 2 gun.
That makes sense. That's probably what I should be doing. And what I'll probably be doing moving forward.
So yeah, that does change the gun. But yeah, so you get the SMG, then you get the pistolers, then you get the assault class, which uses like their equivalent of like what an ILM4 would be.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And I just kind of use it like hip fire. Like I'll take one quick shot to kind of see where the bullet goes.
And then adjust from there.
Adjust and then just start mowing people down.
Dude, that's the way to go. You're like Rambo. I'm over here like trying to be Solid Snake crawling on the ground, and you're just Ramboing through people.
Yeah. I don't know what the 2 classes after that are though.
Oh.
I haven't got that far.
Imagine you got past the ice, dude.
Yeah, I've beaten him 3 or 4 times, I believe.
Gotcha.
He's actually really easy to beat. Because you don't even have to go into the room.
Oh, I don't. I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, just stay out on the bridge and then just hide behind the column.
Yeah, until you run out of ammo.
Yeah, the only thing you have to avoid is the cloud. That's the only thing that can get over the columns.
Yep.
So that's where I normally fight him. With a pistol, though, I had to get in the room.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, but I still beat him on the first try with the pistol. The only one
nice.
I beat him on was the first class.
Yeah.
With the assault class, I didn't even get hit. I did it flawless.
That's sick. Yeah, it's one of the things where I was enjoying myself, and I know that as the game unlocks more, I would enjoy myself more. I just needed to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try sitting down though, because I can definitely play longer.
Yeah, that's what I do. I sit down and I have a extension cord hooked to it, so the battery doesn't even run dead on my Quest.
Nice.
But yeah, and I will say one thing I do like is the combination of the fluid movement and the teleport.
Yeah.
So you can still use your fluid movement for like engagements and then the teleport, so you don't get motion sickness over long distances.
Yeah, I've been using the fluid movement to like do peak shooting.
Yeah.
But then I primarily just hop from place to place.
Yep, that's how I do it too. I don't know if you've done this, but it did help me. I went into the settings and the turn. I took that down from 45 degrees to 15.
Yeah, that will help. Because, yeah, I haven't done that yet, but you're right. The turning is, like, jarring as fuck.
Yeah, and another thing I will point out is if you do put it in the seating mode, you'll want to change your utility belt. And just kind of bring it out some. It has an option where you can change the place.
Oh, nice.
So that way you don't have to reach all the way down into the chair beside you to grab the hammer.
Yeah, because sometimes to help shoot, I was kneeling on one knee, and even then, when you reach down, like I'm like hitting the floor. So I can imagine sitting down.
There is, I don't know if you checked an option, there is an option that has kneeling, that allows you to kneel, that it takes that into effect. Where
Oh, no, I didn't know that. Because honestly, like, that feels natural when you're trying to steady a shot, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah. I want one for realistic and prone. Just lay down.
I don't know if they had prone. I think it was just kneel or...
Oh, man.
Crouch may have been what it said.
Crouch. Yeah. Before we move on, something I ended up having to do to make, it was really bad for me. So I tried to use the scout class a little bit. I didn't go in the tower or the temples yet, or whatever they call it. But I did some shooting practice with the SMG, and I was like, alright, this is gonna feel good. And then I went to go use the pistol that comes with it. And I had that video that you found show. It was like, how the fuck do I load this? Yeah. And I knew that, but for whatever reason, like, I didn't know that. But I looked at the bottom. All right, there's no clip, right? Like, and then you see the style, right, where it's just the bearing. You're like, okay, like, it should just load. And for whatever reason, even though I did it, like, it didn't do. Maybe I just wasn't close enough or whatever. I ended up having to actually look up the gun online just so I can see how to load it.
I did try to load the bottom first. But
yeah.
Right after that, I did realize that it went in the top. I didn't have to look it up.
Oh, man. Well, and I looked at the gun. I looked at the side. It's like, all right, can't go there. Like, all right, handle's flush. Can't go there. It's like, and the top has a groove. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then I must have messed up. And then I was just like, I have no idea. And then I was like, taking the bullet, trying to like put it in the... Having that old Jack guy that you're showing me moment from Australia. At least I didn't...
Put them in individually?
At least I didn't put it at my face and pull the trigger. Oh, man.
Tried that yet, I wonder.
Oh, I know, right? Game over. You chose the dark path. The light is over. It should be funny. But that shit was good.
In there for friendly fire, so.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like, can you turn... Is this a group game?
No, so I thought the same thing when I saw friendly fire, and I was like, does this have co-op? Because that'd be awesome.
Hey, that would be awesome, dude. We'd be playing all the time.
But no, I looked it up, and somebody had actually sent the developer that question on Reddit, and they were like, nah, it's not co-op, and we currently don't have any plans because it would be hard to balance. And
yeah, like, yeah. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, no co-op. So I don't know what the friendly fire flag is for.
Maybe they're friendly NPCs.
There are friendly NPCs, but I don't have that flag on, and I can still do damage to them.
I think I did. I think I killed one. Because one guy, like, he had a substantial amount of life, but he wasn't shooting at me. He was just shooting at the enemies. I don't remember the color.
Yeah, if it's a green health bar, then that was an NPC.
Well, he's dead now.
I did the same thing the first time. Like, I saw one.
Yo, if you move, you're dead.
Yeah, I shot and took him all the way down 2 health bars, and he hadn't started shooting at me yet. And I was like, wait a second. So I did stop myself before I killed him.
Well, no, I wanted his loot at that point.
Did he have any?
Yeah, he did.
See, I had shot the guy, got him all the way down, and then talked to him, and he's like, do you have a bandage?
It's like this passive aggressive.
And so I gave him a bandage.
Oh, but all that to say, if you have a VR set, the Light Brigade's actually a lot of fun. It's really good. Yeah. And then the state of play that I don't hear anybody talking about is the Baldur's Gate 3 trailer. Another trailer was on there, dude. Shit looks sick.
Yeah, I didn't see the trailer, but I did see it was coming to PlayStation, which...
Yep, PlayStation 5.
Is one of those where it's like... I already have bought it on PC.
That, and I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong, I wanted to do well, and I love trophies, but those games, how do they play?
That's
Like,
my other thing is I've played Pathfinder on PlayStation. It is not good.
yeah.
So I'm sitting here like, maybe I'm glad I've already bought it on PC because I would be tempted to get it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I believe Divinity runs really well on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's the only place I've played it, so it was good.
So, I don't know. I can't say how it's gonna play on PlayStation, but I already have it on PC, so probably will not be purchasing it again.
Yeah, that, and not only do you have it on PC, but you also have whatchamacallit, since you have early access, we got bumped up to the deluxe. Yep, digital deluxe edition, which means our we'll get a nice skin for our dice that other people will not have. I'm sure it comes with other stuff too, but that was the takeaway for me. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
There's a list right there that shows you.
This is the collector's edition.
No. Oh.
See, collector's edition.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm sure we could find the pre-order now. That's just for the PlayStation 5 collector's edition is $260.
The PC is beside it.
For the same price. Yeah. I don't know why it's telling me in euros, like I can... Like, I understand they're European. This probably isn't what you're looking for. Oh, thanks. Who knows what I'm looking for? Oh, that's why. Why did it default to Europe for me? That's interesting. And now it doesn't even have prices. Wow, 1-to-1, if you noticed.
Yeah. I noticed that a lot with video games, is they just do a 1-to-1 to the American rate.
It's like,
bad for... because the euro is worth more than the dollar, is it not?
It used to be. Now it is actually closer. I haven't checked since I've been to Portugal, though.
Oh, it's almost equal.
Yep. Yeah, it's been doing that a lot. Euro's been going through some time.
Yeah, the only place I've ever been I had to exchange money was Peru, and the exchange rate was like 3.8.
Jesus.
And prices are still about the same. So everything's like 4 times cheaper there.
God. That's crazy. Available in March. In March, I wish. August, though, it's its full release date, August 20-something. And the cool thing that also comes with 31st. The other cool thing, too, about the digital edition, too, is we get to play all the way up to Act 1. Not just the early access, but the full Act 1 5 days early.
Yeah, which is good, because I have noticed, like, I went back and looked at it again. I haven't played since that first initial time we played.
Yep,
I did
same.
briefly look at it, and they are still continuously doing wipes, where they're just wiping everything. It's like, I'm still not invested enough to play this to have it wiped.
I know, right? Hell no. So I won't be touching it until it's close, but yeah. It just says 72 hours early access in this one. It doesn't say actual unique sin. That's pretty cool. This might just be collector's editions. I wonder if she's just getting full 72-hour access.
Yeah, I think that's 72-hour access. I think the Act 1 thing is different.
Gotcha. That might be 5 days or something. I don't remember. But the point is we're going to be playing earlier. And you best believe I'm taking time off work. I'll probably be streaming it too.
Nice.
We'll see.
Probably will not be taking time off because my days are limited this year.
You running out of days?
Well, not yet, but I'm taking 10-ish days off in May. So.
Gotcha. Yep. So, the last one was a 15-minute demo and or 5-minute gameplay thing of the Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League.
Yep.
And I don't know, man. Like, it just looks like this is supposed to take place 5 years after the Arkham Knight thing, and I want to be invested, but I just don't think, like, I like the DC universe, as you know, but I don't really want to be a villain.
Yeah. I haven't watched this, so I can't put much stock into it, but I did see somebody like reply to a thing, and it was like, I had high hopes for this, but after watching it, I kind of get the same reservations as I did with Gotham Knights.
Yeah. And the difference between this too is this is actually a game as a service.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. Like a single, it's different, right? When Destiny is a game, like, it makes sense. There's a lot of, like, the co-op is different in Destiny. There's PvP, raiding, dungeons, like, it, even though I do think the game is as a service model is kind of antiquated at this point, kind of like subscriptions are, even though it works for Final Fantasy, right? I think it's just hard, right? So why would you have, and I understand up to 4 people can play, but as far as I can tell, it has no real end game content, right? Like, it's not an MMO. It doesn't have those longevity. So what am I paying for? And why do I always have to be online? Especially if I'm just going to play single player, if that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And if it is a game that's set on being a game as a service, then it probably won't be long until it's put on PlayStation Plus for free, trying to get people to buy the service.
Yeah. But yeah, like, this is like, we have tiered weapons. It's legendary. Therefore, like, what? You think it's a looter to the point where you could just do that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it almost looks like it uses the same mechanics as Gotham Knights did.
Yeah. And when I was playing it, like, it's a little bit more shootery. With some toggle buttons, like, it's definitely got that. But yeah, it reminded me a lot of that same, like, play style, if you will.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this was a big one. I'm not going to shit on the game because it's not out, and again, we're just watching it. But I don't know. I just don't really have an interest, I think. Even though this one actually will have 4-player co-op. It just kind of sucks because I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the story, or if it's or it's the people that will play. Like, I'm not a Harley fan. I'm not even Deadshot's the closest we get, and I'm not a big Deadshot fan.
Yeah.
So
I can't say that there's any of them there. There's like, oh, that'd be really cool to play as for me.
I want to be Captain Boomerang. You want to be Harley Quinn? Like, maybe. I guess, yeah, you say a lot of shit, and then games come out, and if they're good enough, you eat your words and you play it anyway.
Yeah. But that's always a good
That's a good thing. Yeah, I don't mind swallowing, be like, hey, I talked a lot of shit and I was wrong. So, but yeah. that was everything that I saw for this week. Anything you want to bring up?
I did see this right before we went live. Did you see the Dimension 20 teaser trailer for next season?
No.
It just came out today.
We're gonna watch this shit live. I'm still catching up though. I've just
click on that.
Yeah, sweet. I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, there's no words or anything. I think it's just music.
Ah, Mercer. That's sick. Yo, if they do, I don't even know who else is gonna be in it, but I would love to see Mercer with their cast, like their main cast.
Yeah, I agree, but I also would love a double crossover.
Oh.
Have Mercer come over and bring 3 people from his table and 3 people from their table.
Actually, I would love that too. And this is something that...
And then Brennan go over there and take the other 3 people.
that would be actually sick. And this is something Brittany has said too. You know, like, Emily and Sam at the same table is just utter chaos.
I want to see Emily and Laura at the same table.
That's a good one too. God, man.
Yeah. Because you haven't watched Campaign 2. Critical Role.
A little bit of it. Jester?
I have ever seen.
Yeah, do donuts.
So just letting her and Emily just both play pure chaotic characters.
God. That's too much for one man to handle.
Yeah. But yeah, it will be interesting to see who they put at the table for this.
It's so good. Yeah, ever since Brennan did Calamity. Yep! That's me too! That was my top one! I want Matt to have to experience DMing for Emily Axford. Dude, because Emily just, like... And they all do this, but Emily just throws those fucking curveballs. Like... And, Allie's really good, at, like... rolling 20s and just massively... Like... But Emily's just off the fucking wall. You'd be like... Yeah... there's no way that when Brennan first did the first season of Dimension 20, did he ever think when he was like, alright, I'm gonna put this hospital scene in there where, you know, that she was going to be performing surgery and making out with a doctor. There was no...
And then made that part of her character.
Yep. And then tried to do it to a cop later.
Yeah. Didn't do it to the cop. It was somebody else she tried to do it to and failed.
Oh my god.
I can't remember who she failed doing it to.
And then the whole, where did my Galeer is like, where did I go wrong? My daughter.
But even the, like, I've just finished up that, or finished the main part of that season. I haven't done the live shows.
Yeah.
Or, but, like, and the whole sequence where he makes the forest where illusions can become real.
Yep.
She just takes that and runs with it to the point that he's just like, you're making me eat my own world building.
Yep. God. Yeah, she is so good. She thinks out of the box in a way that, that is really pushes the DM's limits and imagination. Because, you know, you as a DM, you don't want to just shut people down unless they're being really stupid, right? Like, but that Emily's never really being stupid. She's just always being like, can I do this off-the-wall thing? And the off-the-wall thing sounds cool.
Yeah. And we do have to remember, too, that they're coming from a comedy background, whereas...
Yeah.
Critical Role is more of a drama background. if
Yeah.
you will.
Or at least more traditional acting.
Yeah, and so you expect that chaos from them, which is one of the reasons that I like it so much. Is I like the comedic effect of Dimension 20.
Yes, it's really good. That, and I actually like Lou and Emily a lot. Like, I like Lou. They're great. They pair off each other so well in a lot of the different stuff that they do. So
Yeah, one of my favorite things from the second season of the high school thing was the where he's going through the forest and they all have their
yeah.
visions, and the god at the end is like, I only created the sexy rat. Anything else you saw, I didn't have anything to do with.
The sexiest rat you don't see. That whole cast though is for not being actors, like traditional actors, are so great.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I wouldn't be upset if I can't like mix it up. I just really want Emily there.
Yeah.
I think I also really want Lou there because I'm a big Lou fan. But
I think
yeah,
what my ideal table, I think, from if you took 3 of them from each, is I would want Emily, and I'd want Lou, and maybe Zach as the third one.
yeah, I like Zach a lot too. I could see that.
Either that or have Brennan play.
I was about to say that was actually my third one too. Is Brennan's also he plays really good characters. So
Yeah, and then from the other table, I want Laura and Sam for sure.
Yeah.
And then probably Travis. But
I would say Travis is really good.
Travis or Marisha, I think, would be good.
Oh, Marisha's still really good too. Like, that whole table is amazing.
Yeah.
It really, for me, it depends on the type of character I think most of them are playing, with the exception of the 2 that you named. The first 2. Like, Sam and Laura, once Laura, I think, got out of season 1 of the conventional ranger type thing, she really blossomed into, I could play whatever. And same thing with Sam. Sam's just gonna do stupid, crazy shit, so it doesn't really matter what he is.
Yeah. I just want a full chaos table for Matt, because if you do, like, watch some of the campaign 2, and you do see Jester go off on her chaotic rampages,
Yeah.
some of the best episodes just with Matt running with it, and I just want a full campaign of Matt running with chaos.
Chaos incarnate itself. God.
My choices were built around a lot of chaos, I think.
Yeah, if you want chaos, I'm gonna put Brennan in for the third. Like, I like Zach. I think he's a great D&D player, but Brennan knows how to bring the chaos.
Yeah.
I don't think you've watched the Never After one with Abria. Or not Never After.
No.
The Court of Fae and Flowers with Abria. I've only seen the first couple episodes, but Brennan knows how to play it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think those 3, and then if the last one for Chaos is Travis, I do think Chetney has showed me, and Grog, when the time has come, he knows how to do Chaos. That whole pulling from the deck of many things.
Yeah.
So, that's probably my third one.
Or we could just go in to, like, the deep lore and go into some of the other Critical Role shows and bring Amy back.
God. Yeah.
That was pure chaos, too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I do think, like I said, for Critical Role, that's probably my favorite campaign, because that was just a campaign of chaos.
Yep. I just can't, like, it almost got the same One Piece effect for me at this point. Like, I can stay current with the long-running thing, but if you tell me, like, alright, this is, 1,000 hours, I'm just like, I don't really care how good it is. I've immediately...
Yeah. kind of fell off on campaign 3 for
me too.
And haven't started back, so.
Yeah,
I've seen
I probably
all of 1 and probably 90% of 2. I haven't seen the very end of 2.
Oh man, you're so close. Well, if you already know what happens, then yeah, yep. Kind of same. That's the other thing I do really like about Dimension 20 is since they're not like 1,000+ hours, I feel even if the story gets a season 2, it's still 17 to 20 episodes at its most. It's never like you know. So that is just really good, and maybe something that Matt's crew will run with later on too, even though they do like that lengthy campaign. But I've noticed that in the anime circles as well. So anime used to, back in the day, because I know you're not a huge anime fan, would have weekly stuff, like, and it would try to, and the bane of those existence were filler episodes, or if they caught up to the manga, like, what are they doing now?
Right.
Like, and now they've moved away from that model, and what they do instead is, all right, we're just going to do seasons of shows. We're going to have 23 episodes. We're already contained in, like, this is the first 4 volumes of the manga. And anime has been much better for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't know much about anime, but I know Fairy Tail, you can see all of that in the encapsulation of the entire series, because to start with, you did have those filler episodes, and then
Yep.
it got to the point that it caught up to the manga, and then they just stopped animating it.
Yep. Honestly, that's the better option than what Naruto did, but yes.
Then they came back to the season model, where there's like, we're going to do 20 episodes here, and then do 20 episodes, and then 20.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny though, is even though you may not be big in anime, the one that you have seen is probably the best one to encapsulate all of the genre.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's not generic. I don't want to use that word because that's kind of a dirty word, but it's very traditional in terms of at least how anime goes, and it does show you all the tropes. It shows you everything. So yeah, you've watched the correct one to understand the anime community to some degree, as much as could be understood from the outside. Oh man, but yeah, this is actually super exciting. I'm glad you brought that up. Anything else you want to surprise? Or we're gonna leave with a D20.
I can look over my stuff real quick, but I don't think I have anything off the top of my head.
Yeah.
No, not seeing anything.
Sweet. Well, that will wrap us up. As far as the podcast, obviously, catch us next Monday. I do plan on doing some just more stuff, not necessarily video game related, but beyond more. There's a couple of development and modding ideas that I want to do for fun. I'll probably be doing them online, like just through Twitch. So if you're ever bored too, you always can feel free and join me in Discord, help me out if you feel like it. A lot of it, I don't think you have a lot of experience technically in, because it will be like PHP, like the Twitch extension stuff.
I actually do have PHP experience.
Oh, never mind. So I'll probably need that one a lot.
Yeah, I had to, as part of my graduate degree, one of my classes, I had to write an entire website that worked like Amazon, and it had to function through PHP.
Oh, never mind. I probably will be leaning on you heavily if you have the time and or will.
It has been like almost 7 years now since I did it, so.
We're on the same wavelength. I've been 10 years plus. So, but yeah, there's a thing I want to make. There's 2 different things. One is just a basic video game idea, and I'll be doing that for funsies on Unity and whatever. But the Twitch one I want to make is I want to make a extension that reads into D&D Beyond, right? And for actual players, like characters, like in chat, to be able to roll a character. right? And see their D&D Beyond, and actually be able to go on virtual quests. Like, you know, like that type of extension where they've had raid bosses and stuff like that.
Okay.
So something more along the line of an extension that would be a D&D character. Like your D&D character would go, you would fight like from the beta encounters pages, or, you know, stuff like that. Just because I think that would be pretty interesting and flex some programming knowledge.
Yeah. You have to be careful now using D&D stuff though. They're all new.
Yeah, I think as long as I don't try to charge for it, I think I'll be alright. That, and it will point more people to use D&D Beyond, which I'd feel like that's just a hidden plus, right?
Yeah, that's until they figure out that you've done it and it is monetary, or not that you're using it for monetary, but it does have a monetary value, and then they just decide to take it from you.
That's true. And then for free on top of that, where I've just done free work for somebody else.
Yep.
Maybe we'll discuss more in detail outside of the podcast a better way to do what I'm trying to do.
Make your own system.
God, dude, but making your own system from scratch is so much harder than just having API endpoints.
You can do Pathfinder. I think theirs is still open.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, but then I have to use a Pathfinder rule base. But either way, there will be more stuff.
You're a 3.5 person anyway.
Yes, but 3.5 is not friendly for the new person. I like 3.5. I'd play every campaign I ever run in 3.5.
Yeah. I will talk to you about that, but we'll wait till the...
Alright, well, in that case, we're going to end it. But yeah, this channel, the Zeref_, will have more stuff on it, even if it's not video game related. So we'll hope to catch you there. And if not, at least for the next podcast next Monday, I hope everyone has a good week.